So here's the brisket I ended up getting from Winco in Oregon, about $3.28 a pound. It's a 9.5 pounder, and I got my little dish here for my for the fat trimmings. I'm going to use those to wrap it later in the butcher paper. I'm just going to throw them in with the brisket and render down that fat and use it for extra moisture. Alright, it's my 9.5 pounder. Newbie makes a brisket. Right. That's bloody, but we're gonna soak all that up. Trim it down. Alright, so we got it all trimmed up, dusted up. I wasn't that confident in my trimming job, but that's a lot more fat than I thought I was gonna get. But it's a half cup of black pepper, half cup of kosher salt, and I have extra. And then maybe a quarter cup of garlic powder. But yeah, we got it all trimmed up. It's gonna sit overnight, and I'm gonna throw it on the grill in the morning. Probably about between 225 and 275 until it gets up to 165 degrees. Alright, y'all. It's about 5:40 in the morning. Got my brisket here that sat overnight with the rub on it. I'm smoking with hickory chips. I got my gloves and Reynolds wrap. So I've got my temp gauge here. You can't really see it. But it's sitting at about 246 right now. And then I have the monitor that I'll keep inside with me. So I'm looking to cook there at the bottom. You can see between 225 and 295. Those are like my alerts if it goes above or below that. And then on the grill right now, I've got my trimmings that are going to be rendering down. And those are just 2 bricks that I wrapped in foil for heat retention. And then these are my chips that I'm waiting to catch. So these bricks also serve another purpose. So there's my timer, or my alert. It went under 225. But those bricks also serve this purpose. If you can see, can't really see it, but there's a little opening on the back of my grill that goes across, and those bricks, I put them kind of vertically or the sideways, and they kind of block that opening a little bit, so it's gonna keep more heat in and smoke in as well. And because I'm only using one burner, it's gonna help keep that temperature where I want it. So I'm gonna pop this brisket on and just monitor the temp, and I'll check back soon. So yeah, I'm just a newbie doing this. Like, I've just talked to people and like watch YouTube videos, and obviously I know how to grill a burger, but I've never done a brisket before. But just wanted to say, like, just be patient with it. I mean, just like anything else in life, especially if you're doing it your first time, just be patient, and I think it's gonna work out. So I'm waiting for these wood chips to catch. Things kind of take longer than you think. Like, the trimming took longer than I thought, because I don't know really what I was doing. I mean, I had a general idea of how to trim a brisket, but you could just be patient, and I think it's gonna work out. Alright, so here's the situation. It's about 8:30. I got the brisket on about 6. So it's been about 2.5 hours. It's smoking pretty good right now. I've been trying to finagle with it a little bit. The smoke tube, it just kept catching on fire even if I didn't put it directly over the flame, so I just opted for the little foil pouches of the hickory chips. Right now we're hovering about 256 internal. Let's open it up and take a peek. So I got my Here's the brisket. My fat's rendered down. This one's really smoky. Those are the bricks. That means the temp dropped right here. That's 209, but there's the pouches. But here's the brisket right now, 2.5 hours in. Oh yeah, it's crusty for sure. Yeah, I'm really interested to see what happens. So let's keep it going. All right, you guys, it's 11 a.m. That means it's hour 5. Check out our temps here. Sitting in 234. It was stalling at like 211 for a little bit about 15 minutes ago, and now it just kicked up to 233. So that's good to see. 108 in the point, 86 in the flat. Let's open her up. Yeah, I'm wanting to see more color on that brisket. I think I need to add more wood chips. I like that I could just leave it open and kind of just pile more chips in there. That's kind of convenient. This. I just kind of stir it around. Okay. Hour 5. Keep going. So here's what we got. It's 2 o'clock. So that means 6, 7, 8 hours. Here's the temp reading. We're 269, 163 in the point, 129 in the flat. So it's about time to check it. Everyone's saying, you know, don't go off just temperature, go off how the brisket looks, if it sweated out and if it's ready to wrap. So yeah, it's about 34 degree difference, which is interesting. I've been really putting smoke on it. See, I have 3 packets of smoke chips, but I'm just not getting the color. I mean, it's dark. It's not quite sweated out yet, so it's not quite ready to wrap, I'd say. I'm gonna let it go a little longer, but the fat is rendering nicely. I'm gonna let it keep going. I'm gonna throw a few chips on. I might kick up the temp a little bit, and then I'll just update you guys after I have it wrapped. All right, it's 3 o'clock. That means it's been 9 hours, and this says 244, but it's because I just opened it up. But it went down on the internal temps, 176, 133. So I'm thinking it's at the stall. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap it. I'm seeing some sweating, which is good. The color is better. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it because we gotta leave in 3 hours, and I just want to get it done. So I think I'm gonna call it, wrap it, and then finish it off. So what I ended up doing was wrapping it up, and I threw it in the oven. I think they call it the Texas cheat. So I threw it in. It was probably about 160, and the temp was raising pretty quick. So 180 in the point, 174 in the flat. So I slowed it down to 250 in the oven. I had it initially, I think, at 285. So I'll get the light on, peek at it. I got it wrapped up, and I got the tallow on there. And so when that gets to about 205, I also saved some tallow and the Crispies. Wife thought it would be good on some Brussels sprouts. I don't know. For next time, I'll keep you posted with any updates. So we finally got up to temp. This was already at 205 and 212 even. So it's about 5:20 in the evening, which brings us just short of 12 hours. But the brisket is still wrapped. I'm gonna end it, I think, and throw it in a cooler with a towel. I was probing it, and yeah, it felt pretty buttery, especially in the point. So that's good. The flat felt a little bit tougher, but we'll see. I might, we're leaving at 6, so I might just put this on a lower temp just to let it stay warmer for the last half hour. And then I'll throw it in a cooler right before we leave. All right, y'all, last couple things. So it's about 10 o'clock now. I let the brisket sit in the oven at 170 for the last 4 hours. I just kept it at 170, kept it low, but I don't want to leave it that high all night. I heard 150 is kind of what restaurants do. So you can see it's at 186 in the point, 182 in the flat, and I'm gonna pull it. I got a towel here and a cooler. I'm gonna pull it, wrap it up in a towel, and just let it rest overnight, and let it finish. Oh, it's a lot of fluid. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of fluid. Maybe I shouldn't have let it stay 170, but it is what it is. I'm gonna wrap it up and check it out in the morning. All right, it's about 8 a.m. This has been resting in a cooler all night, in a towel. I just probed it. It's about 100 degrees, which is pretty cold. But let's slice into it. It's a little more firm than, oh, it's got some bend to it, yeah. Yeah, it's softer. That's not bad. Let's see. Let's get it off this paper.
Not making a huge mess. Okay.
I know I have my surgical gloves on, but I'll try not to make this like a butcher job. All right. I want to get a close up of that. Just to see it. All right, let me try to slice into this. Somewhere along here. Feeling right there. Yeah, it's not like buttery, but oh, it's not like Niagara Falls, you know, like some of these guys get it so juicy, but the fat is nice and yellow and soft. And then you can look at this one. And there, it's definitely a lot of juice in there. Let's cut a piece of this. I mean, it's tender, very tender. And I don't have like the best knife, but hey. Oh. There's a little runny juice. On this side, I saw some. It's a thick piece, but yeah, it's got some bend in there. Decent amount of bend. Okay. How about this? Let's try a piece. First one. Dang. I thought I had oversalted it, but it's not. The bark is on there. I don't know if I could have done better on that. That piece was a little dry on the edge. Maybe it's because I didn't spray it enough. I'm gonna try a smaller piece, but a fattier piece.
A little smaller.
Whoa. It had an interesting crunch. That piece was way more moist. It's still a little dry, I think. I did something where I dried it out. I have to think about what part that is. Let me know in the comments what you think I did. But still really good. The point is gonna be super good.
So, can I cut it in half yet? Maybe one more.
Like this. I'm probably slicing it too thick for some of you guys who know what you're doing. Okay, there's the two mussels. Then they say cut it in half here. Oh wow. A lot of juice in there. And then you can do your burnt end style. Let's take a piece off the point. You see that? Wow. All right, my last little taste here, and then we'll wrap it up. Oh dang. The fat is so good. Definitely gets good smoke flavor. Want it to be more tender. Yeah. Good smokiness, good salt, not too spicy. I would do it again.